Minister. I have to make an announcement. There may be a few people from media here. Her Excellency requests that you do not ask any questions today during this session, and the Ministry requests that you go through the ICT Qatar press office. So this meeting shall be only for management and the guests, no media. Thank you. It's a pleasure to introduce the speaker today. Dr. Hessa is the Minister of Information and Communication Technology in Qatar. She is the third Qatari woman to have a ministerial position in the state. Dr. Hessa has a bachelor's degree in engineering from Kuwait University, and then master's and PhD in computer science from George Washington in the United States. But the most important part of her career is she's been on our board for many years. She's a friend of mine. Prior to becoming a minister, Dr. Hessa had the position of Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Information and Communication Technology after it was incepted in 2005. She has written papers, published many. She's an expert on the impact of social media and social networking on society and on strategies for driving growth and innovation by embracing the digital economy. Of course, she serves on many boards. I will mention a few. First, she is United Nations ITU Roadmap Commissioner for Digital Development and a member of the Board of Directors of, for example, Qatar University's Board of Trustees, the Board of Governors of the American School of Doha, the Qatar Financial Markets Authority, and the network of Global Agenda Councils of WEF. She is also the chairperson of Qatar Satellite Company, SIL-SAT, Malumatiya, and MADA's Board of Directors. It's a pleasure to really have a dear friend of Carnegie Mellon all these years, all the contributions she made to Carnegie Mellon as we settled in here, Dr. Hessa.
Thank you for your introduction, and as I told Father, when I come seeing you, I feel I'm home. For me, it's also strange talking while I'm sitting, because they debated, do I have to stand, do I have to sit, and now I find it a little bit odd just doing it while I'm sitting. But I think I will share with you today very simple things, since we're talking about oil price and somebody is claiming Shell had not been impacted. I think I thought today I will share with you how digital disruption can be used on the time when we are having difficulty when it comes to growing our economy. Research shows that the digital economy involved now in the in the global economy is around 22.5% of the world economy now. And research also indicates that there will be a growth, and by 2022, the assumption there will be around 25% of the world economy will be digital. Also, research shows that digital investment can best improve GDP if digital investment are tailored to the specific needs of each economy. That means 100% each country should look to the digital investment in in a specific area and in a specific sector according to the country need, and it's not something we can replicate it or take it from other countries. Also, research shows that 10% increase in digital density, and I will come up now what do I mean about digital density is associated with an approximately 0.4% increase in GDP and 0.6% for emerging economy. I will share with you a little bit what do I mean about digital density. Digital density evaluates the depth of digital penetration in a country's economy and the degree of digital enablement in the surrounding business and institutional environment. This graph shows the digital density in around maybe 40 countries. And for Qatar, we claim that if there will be 10-point increase in Qatar digital density by 2022, this could boost the economy up to 3.4%, and that will be around 38 billion riyal. Now I will share with you exactly how do we think that we should do that, how we will be using technology to boost the digital economy here in the state of Qatar. First, I thought I'd like to share with you one slide about the landscape of the state of Qatar. We have been doing really a lot of progress. The growth in ICT sector for the past 10 years had been increased. We are now around 3% of the GDP, and government is investing a lot on smart city. We have more than 4 smart cities. We are really investing in infrastructure. We are investing in many, many things. So we have a lot of good story to tell, but the purpose of today is not to tell a good story. The purpose of today is to share with you how we think that the future will be. Of course, we are having challenges, and I think one of most critical challenges we are facing, it's the limited human capital. This is why CMU, MEAN, and CMU, Northwestern, all the university here, they are one of the drivers for digital economy when we talk about the future of Qatar. I will spend the coming 10 minutes to share with you 3 things. How digital disruption are catalyzing digital growth in Qatar, and what key industrial sectors should be the focus of digital growth, and how we can create an enabling environment for Qatar. So let me share with you the first things, how digital disruption are catalyzing digital growth in Qatar. We thought we would like to identify what technology is creating a lot of disruption in the economy of this world. And to identify, and we know that technology usually disrupts. And we have 2 options. Option number 1, we should not do anything. The technology will come from abroad. And sometimes when I think about Uber, I think it's a great example how technology is really disruption. It's doing a lot of disruption to the economy in a very specific sector. Whether we will look at this is like an positive, or we will look at to it and negative. Usually technology, when it comes, it disrupts the way we do business. It disrupts the way we also, as an end consumer, we expect specific service or a specific project come for us. So in this work, what we did, we went through, we did really like a research work. We went through the technology innovation that we think it will do disruption on the economy for the coming 10 years. And we had identified 7 technology. And how did we choose this technology? We took very specific, very simple factors. We took a technology that, or these 7 technology, they are exponentially increasing in power and scale while reducing a cost. All the 7 technology we had picked, they are increasing in power, and they will increase in power in the next 5 to 10 years. They are also increasing in scale, and they are decreasing in cost. And I will take with you now, I will share with you example of the 7 technology that we had picked. Number 1, when it comes to networking and communication, we know that it's an exponential growth. And till now, we have around 50 billion devices that will be connected by 2020. And we assume, or technology claim, that by 2018, the average mobile connection speed will have doubled from 2030. This is why one of the technology we had picked is the network and communication. We picked them because, as I told you, there is exponential growth, and when it comes to speed, when it comes to the cost will reduce, and the scale will increase. The other technology we picked is the sensing. When it comes to sensing, by 2023, the research assume that there will be over 1 trillion sensors connected to this world. And the sensor price is falling tremendously. I think now, if you will compare maybe a month ago to what's happening now, to what will happen to the future, the price is really decreasing. The third technology we picked is the infinite computing. We know that computing power doubling every 18 months, and today processing power will cost 1 pence in 2020. The technology also we picked that it will disrupt, and it will have big impact on the economy of any country or of this world, is AI. And I think when it comes to AI, I'm with CMU. When it comes to robotic and AI, I think this is where technology is coming. I still remember years ago, I will not tell you when I started my computer class, I was at Michigan State University, and I took a course in artificial intelligence. And I remember we were a group of students, and then the professor, he gave each one of us a piece of rock. And since my background was civil engineer, I thought, piece of rock, are we going to throw because rock for civil engineer is very critical. Then he said, look to this rock. Trust me, within 5 years, there will be kind of intelligent, will be able to analyze everything without going through detailing of chemical or to use any pressure equipment to determine. It turned out, for some reason, AI took very long time. I think it took more 30 years. If anyone will go to the original work that was done, everybody thought AI will change the world in the next 5 years. But now it is happening. The fact that there are 4 translatable language in Skype share with you what's AI. I think the fact that I'm sure all of us, we use Google Translate, it's amazing. I think now 99% of everything I do, I just, when I want to translate, I go, and the accuracy of it, it's increasing in a daily basis. Advanced robots, I think I should not say anything about advanced robot while I'm in CMU, because you are the leading when it comes to advanced robot, but definitely robot is going to really impact everything. Now even in military, I know that there is very kind of fascinating projects like, I don't know if it is something we thought about it years ago. For military, there are many companies in Silicon Valley where they are 100% now, they simulating everything from, instead of using 100 soldier or soldier, instead of using human, their system based on using 100% robot. Will this happen? I think if you will see what's happened in technology for the past 30 years, definitely this is happening soon. And the last, or the sixth technology we identified, it's a 3D printing. 3D printing is only in the beginning. I know that, but we know now, and this is an interesting example, that Airbus is using 3D printing to manufacture aircraft components. And what the 3D printing will bring in years from now, sometimes you don't want to imagine. And the last thing is the bioinformatics and synthetic biology. This will be also one of the main drivers when it comes to impacting the world. So all the 7 technology, the disruptive technology we had picked, all of them, they are going through a huge improvement and a huge change for the coming 10 years. And all these 7 technology will really impact a lot of how our economy or how the world economy will be. And طبعا احنا we can categorize this 7 technology. We see some of the technology like networking, sensing, they are really impacting a lot of current focus trend, Internet of Things, mobility, big data, cybersecurity. These are the current trend we see them now, and they've been impacting by the disruptive technology. We think that they will change our world. What will be the future focus on the coming 2 to 5 years? It will be the augmented worker, decentralized production, and biological OS. So we do believe that this 7 technology will change how the economy of this world will be. So what we did then in the beginning, we identified this 7 technology innovation that will change this world, and we identified them by doing research. By 100%, we went through many research to find out these 7 technology. Then the other things, if we will combine the technology innovation with the social and business model innovation, and I think this is where the way we do business now 100% is changing. And 5 business model will change anything we will be doing. Number 1, it's the open platform ecosystem, the outcome economy, the crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, and sharing economy. This example of social and business model innovation, that if they will be combined with the 7 disruptive technology, 100% what they will do industry disruption. They will impact the industry in all sectors. Just think about it. And I always like to take Kodak as an example. Kodak 1996 established عدد الامبلويي كان 140, market cap 28 billion. Kodak in 012 الemployee 17,000 and went bankrupt. Why it went bankrupt? Because there is very small innovative technology with different business model. It created something, we call it Instagram. And Instagram and through your mobile phone, 100% kill the business of Kodak. Instagram was founded in 2010 and founded with 13 employees, and the market cap when it was sold was $1 billion dollar. So the industry disruption make it very easy for a small company to enter into the market. Also, we noticed that with the new industry now, there is a lot of shark fin business life cycle. The shark fin business cycle is where business will grow and then it will just disappear very fast. And if you will go to the first example, to the first statistic, you will find that 52% of Fortune 500 are gone since 2000. You will find in Fortune 500 10-year, in 1956, companies stay for 61 years. In 1980, company be in the 500 Fortune and stay on average 25 years. But in 2015, the average is 18. This is what I mean, shark fin business. It is the change in the business, and it change in the way we provide business is so fast that unless the company will 100% be occupied by all the impact of the disruptive that is coming to their business, disruptive from technology and disruptive from their business, the business will vanish. So what we did here, as I told you, we identified 7 technology, we identified different social and business model. Then we identified the sectors, because now, if you recall, when I started, that the real investment will have real technology investment will have a huge impact on GDP if this real investment cater to the local economy. So each economy is different from, we cannot take something happening in the US or in UK and we replicated here. This is why what we did, we went and identified which sectors we think we should focus on it. And then we took a couple of criteria to identify these sectors. I will not spend my time on them, but this to show you that after identifying the technology, after identifying the business model, we identified the sector that we think it will impact our economy as the most. And I will take you through the 8 sectors that we identified. And in this sector, you will see that, I will take an example. Let's assume if I will take the construction, just for you to read this matrix. If you will go, construction is a sector, and in this sector, we identify the key intersection between technology, the 7 technology that we had identified, and then we identified where the greatest disruptions, opportunities for digital growth in Qatar lie. So in each intersection, it's digital opportunities. It is that exist in Qatar, and this digital opportunities, we have 2 options: either to do something about it, that means either to make sure that we are ready when it comes, and readiness is to have the right enablement, to have the right law, to have the right regulation, to have the right talent, or we will not do anything about it, and then it will come from abroad. Because I don't think any country can prevent themselves from the disruption that is happening in this world. Whether we will do it, we will create some type of these opportunities here, because here if you will go to any opportunities, and now I think I will share with you a little bit more detail. Let's go to the construction. Usually I don't like construction, maybe because my background, civil engineer, and I did not work as engineer, so I feel bitterness when I see construction. So I think I will go to tourism or sport. Sport, I think, if I will take you through the sport, just this just to explain how you should read this figure. It is the first one are the one in blue. They are the 7 technology plus 1 it's the business disruption. Then we identify then these are the trend. And if I will take you just through this simple example, imagine this is one of the opportunities that we had identified when, in the sport sector, when the sport sector cut number of technology disruption. Imagine Rashid, he wake up in the morning because he wake up early for football training, and then he has a bracelet, and this bracelet is tracking his sleeping pattern through his phone. Then Rashid sleep information was through a network was taking, and through the cloud-based hub was taking somewhere to his club medical team, because Rashid is a player. His medical team should make sure that his health is okay. Then at the training ground, biomedical sensing tests were conducted, and a personalized preventive training program was designed for Rashid. This 100%, everything should be done automated. Then when Rashid joined his team for a practice game, he was wearing also his sensor that relay information on a player position to their coach. So while he's in a team, he can understand all, where the coaches are. Then the sensors also identify Rashid individual running pattern, and this all go to the coach, where the coach will use it to optimize Rashid performance in the game. And then after that, we have information about Rashid sleeping habit. We have information about Rashid performance on the playground. Then his coach can create a personalized training and treatment for him, and this is all will be put on the cloud for them to monitor it. If you will go to this example, you will find everything. In this example, it's an application. It's athletics performance optimization, and for the coach to optimize the performance of an athlete, is using number of digital technology, from sensor to cloud computing to network to some of the biological tests that 100%, biological equipment, 100% this would be used. The second example, it's the financial sector. If you will look to the financial sector, research claims that financial sector will be the most impacted when it comes to technology beside the media. Just imagine that we will be having a cashless world with only Bitcoin. So imagine we will not be having any currency. And imagine a bank where a platform is lending and deposit with open API. So I really don't need to go to the bank. I really, and 100%, anyone who has kids in university, like my daughter now, she's doing a lot of transferring money between her and between her friend whenever they will go and buy, they eat dinner or whatever, without cash, without a credit card, through many applications. In the US, they can download it and they can do a lot of money transaction there without going through plastic money or paper money. Also, when it comes to the financial industry, there will be robot advisor. Definitely one of them will be made in CMU or based on your research. So in financial sector, 100%, that's where the robot will be used. They will be used as an advisor. And imagine if you want to have a loan, what you need to go and do crowdfunding for capital raising. You really don't need to go, and this is happening now. I think the most advanced use of technology is the financial sector. So what we did this. We went through all the 8 sectors and we identified a lot of opportunities, and these opportunities are coming mainly from the disruptive technology that is either happening now or it will evolve in the next 5 to 10 years. Then I think my last slide will be, and I will go to the first things I shared it with you. I think I had shown you how digital disruption are catalyzing digital growth in Qatar by identifying the disruption and then identifying more than 100 opportunities. These 100 opportunities can be either taken by the private sector, can be either taken by startup to create these opportunities. And then I shared with you the industrial sector that should be focus of digital growth, and almost all sector will be impacted. The financial sector, media, and the services sector will be impacted the most. The last point, which I think very critical, and this is what I think CMU is one of the critical institutions that is happening now. And there is one thing about CMU. I remember when I was a student and doing a lot of research, when we see any paper published by CMU or the software engineering, at that time we feel kind of really proud. We feel because your software engineering used to set the standard for the software industry in the world. And so CMU, especially for anyone who's computer science, we look to you as one of the dream school. Anybody would go to it. Last point that is very critical, it's how we can create an enabling environment for the digital economy. I think enabling environment, I always like to see it too. The enabling environment that we all knew about it is having the right infrastructure, having the right policy, having the right law and regulation, having the right. That is something we are working in it and something we can import it. But the most critical enabling is the skill, is your student. We cannot import talent 100% for digital economy to grow. We would need local talent from here, and this is what CMU is doing. CMU, Qatar University, and all other universities, you are really producing the real driver for any digital economy in this world. So I know that this is one of the, personally, and I think if we will not be having a right talent that will drive all those initiatives, because doing this is very easy. We spent 2-3 months going through a lot of research, doing a lot of reading, and very يعني powerful, very colorful document. We can share it with you. It's on our website. But when it comes to the implementation, when it comes to implementing the real opportunities, we will never able to do it unless people like you will be with us. And I know that we have 2 students from CMU who are working in this, Iman and Nabiha, and I know we are recruiting another 3. Today we recruited 3. So we will be having 5 of CMU, of your student, of your product. And Dr. Khalid also is an advisor with us in the smart and the digital economy. He's been really helping us a lot. So we are using CMU to help Qatar drive and deliver this, and I hope you will continue this work. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Dr. Jabr al-Naimi, chairman of Newton International Schools. Dr. Hessa, can you paint in the most colorful way, in the most alarming way, what could happen that would disrupt the traditional schools? How would digital disruption affect schools in a great way?
Schools, I think I was in a meeting a couple of months ago, and I think when it comes to technology, I think education are the least when it comes to the impact of technology. For some reason, and I think even if you will go to a very sophisticated school, if you will go to CMU, MIT, Stanford, or whatever, you will find technology, it's been used as a tool, but when it comes to the mean of delivering information, mean to engaging with the student, still it's the old way. So for some reason, I know that we're talking a lot about distant learning. We talk a lot about vocational training through online courses, but personally, and I might be wrong, I think still the main driver or the main for any education or for any learning is the student. Even if you, and I remember 2 years or a couple of years ago, I went to Singapore, and they were because I was comparing an impact of technology on kids' learning. I went to school in Finland, it was #1, and schools in Singapore. It's mainly about teacher. So, and at least CMU will be able to use your report to create this teacher. I think you cannot replace that. That's my personal view. I might be wrong, but.
Professor Lausin Kervash, Dean of HEC Paris in Qatar. You know, in Davos, one of the main topic this year is the 4th Industrial Revolution. And, you know, some of the point that you mentioned are 3D printing. And I was wondering if you can just shed light on some maybe of the guidelines for the development of manufacturing base, part of this diversification in Qatar, on additive manufacturing, social manufacturing that will be stemming out of 3D printing. Do you have any plans in that area?
No, we don't have any plan, and my assumption, and this is, I think for Qatar, when it comes to manufacturing, I really don't think we can, and that's my also personal view, I really don't think we are in manufacturing business. We are more in capitalizing and using the technology. I think when it comes to 3D printing, if you will go about what will happen, God knows, from maybe from printing an organ to will Qatar, which is it an area where I think Qatar we should go on it? No, but I think I'm where we should make use and capitalize on it, and there should be many opportunities where we should capitalize on this technology rather than manufacture them.
Dr. Mohammed Al-Zuidi, working in Shrouk Academy in Cairo. I think one point that also will impact or disrupt the economy is the big data analytics. If organizations is not aware of this, they will suffer a lot. They have a lot of data and they don't analyze it. This point is very important for the disruption of economic, I think.
Yeah, I agree, and I think if you will go to this slide, you will find 100%. Big data is the current focus trend now. It's one of the disruptive trends.
Okay.
And big data, it's where sensing, where infinite computing, where AI, and I agree with you. I think if you will find, and we are working in a very interesting project in the ministry where we are building a smart platform to be able to collect all the data that is coming from everywhere, from sensor, from infrastructure, from Kahrama, smart grid, but I agree with you. I think big data is, but also I think when it comes to big data, there is one thing, it's the fine line between privacy, security, and making it open where we can create a lot of innovative application around it. I know in the US it's been things is clear, but in EU still things is progressing. And I think in Qatar what we thought best things is we are drafting now a policy, and that policy will have a framework, it will 100% make sure that what would be available is something shareable, something not private, and something all know will not have an impact when it comes to security. So it's one of the main driver to changes that will happen in the coming years.
Thank you, Dr. Hessa. This is Subhi Shabib. I'm the general manager of GBM. I want to ask you, the IDC put a figure that Qatar is spending less than 0.5% of the GDP on IT. Is there any plan to increase those investment, according to the worldwide standards? Thank you.
Thank you. IBM, they are one of the vendors or the partner. We are working with them in this project. Yeah, and I think there is a very clear plan how we will be able to increase ICT on our GDP. One of it is this initiative. Also, we are working a lot with other initiatives, QDG Qatar, digital government, where we are trying to invest a lot of investment that will go directly to the sector. And I think when it comes to ICT on the market, on GDP, it has a little bit different impact because when it because ICT has indirect impact in all sectors. But usually when government will calculate the ICT, they always go through the ICT when it comes to hardware or software. But definitely a lot of digital skill should be part of this, the accelerators, that is all the enablement that has related to ICT. So we are working also with the government to define what do we mean about when ICT impact on GDP? Because I think for us still, personally, I don't think a number reflect the fact. So we are working on it, and hopefully with IBM, we can create something from this project.
I'm looking forward. Thank you.
My name is Ala Musa. I'm a planner leader in Arab and Computing in Qatar. Actually, it's more of suggestions more than a question. If I can, is it okay? Okay, so I'm a master's student at Qatar University, and I would like to suggest if we could have like a plan of what are we have different sectors, we have different organization that they are actually focusing on these 7 disruptions, right? So why we don't have like a plan and what they are actually focusing on, so we can invest our interest in this area and do our thesis and our projects in that. So we can serve Qatar and putting Qatar in the global area in technology world. Because as you know, we are spending like more than 6 months in a bachelor degree to make our senior projects and more than 2 years in doing our master. So it's better to invest our energy in serving Qatar and the development in technology.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's a good suggestion. طبعا definitely everything we have, it's on our website. So also the student should do an effort to find out what يعني where Qatar would like to focus, but definitely I think and I think we can share this with Qatar University.
Thank you.
Privilege of being the dean, I asked the last question. So Dr. Hessa, heading in the paper last week said, fog this morning, there are 150 accidents, something like that. In the US, they started a discussion of regulating the drones. I mean, cars, traffic, they regulate. Drones go in all directions. Does government think about these issues in Qatar? And some entrepreneur over there, you should give the company which produces the nets. I'll buy one for my backyard if they pass by.
Drone, I think this morning we are discussing one of a very interesting case that was developed by our team, and it's using a drone to deliver, because as a pilot we thought we will work with QPOS to deliver package, and then we went through what type of regulation and rule we will need. I know we would need spectrum, right? And that is easy because it is we are controlling it, but we need also to get a permission from the civil aviation for it. And this is why I told the team, since the drone is becoming now very kind of, I think with Amazon, God only know how many drones will be around this world. So definitely we need to develop policy and regulation for it. Because, and if anyone here interested to work on a drone, we have very interesting project. I think Dr. Khalid can share it with you, but hopefully maybe we can take you as a pilot, where we will deliver your package. I told them why food, they said food no, so they will start delivering packaging up to 5, I think, K. Yeah, okay.
Dr. Hessa was very kind in her birthplace in Carnegie University. One of her advisors is Raj Reddy, who was the founder of the Robotics Institute at Carnegie University. Later on became the second dean. 35 years ago, I invited Raj. He gave a talk on the blackboard. You put A power 4. You said, pretty soon we're going to have information anywhere, anytime, anyone, any form. That has become reality now. Yvonne Haberman was the first dean of Carnegie Mellon School of Business. We have a lecture named after him. on February 3, we will have the new Dean of Computer Science, Andrew Moore, give the Haberman lecture. He will talk about what's happening research-wise that we do not hear about in the media. It's going to be exciting. Hope you'll join us again. And once again, Dr. Hessa, thank you. And let us